12 years ago, we disciples made history by calling the first woman as General Minister and President, the first woman to lead a mainline denomination. I've been honored and humbled to serve the church as your GMP. It's been a privilege to see disciples at our best again and again. There's so much I'm proud to be associated with, and I thank the many gifted people who have contributed their creativity and commitment. Let me name just a few who represent so many. I celebrate the identity statement and the movement for wholeness language that came from the 21st Century Vision team led by Cynthia Hale. Michael Kinnaman, Bill Lee, Verity Jones, Tamara Rodenberg were also among the disciples who birthed that statement. Dick Ham's 2020 vision continued during these 12 years. 1,000 new congregations will be reached soon after our new GMP takes office. A great celebration for our church and our new GMP. Thank you, Hope Partnership for Missional Transformation and Disciples Church Extension Fund. Anti-racism work, made stronger under Chris Hobgood's leadership as GMP, has continued to reflect the need in the United States and Canada and the church for racial justice. Most lately, April Johnson, as Reconciliation Minister, has pressed on. The revision and strengthening of the executive search model has led to a new and diverse cohort of leaders and provided anti-racism training to disciple search committee members across the church, people who otherwise might never have had such training. The racist language audit of our governance documents, called for by a General Assembly resolution from Woodland Christian Church in Ohio, has already led to proposed changes in the design and the yearbook. The follow-up to that audit will continue and will change us for the better. I'm glad that we've found language to clarify that LGBTQ brothers and sisters are fully part of this church, as are theologically conservative brothers and sisters, that all means all, even as I recognize with sadness that for some this took too long, and for some it's been too much. I'm proud that we took the stand in Indianapolis against an ill-named religious freedom law that would have risked the welcome of some of our assembly attendees. 12 years ago, the first word to me from the College of Regional Ministers was stewardship. Out of that concern came the Center for Faith and Giving, and at this upcoming General Assembly, a stewardship study document for us to read and ponder and act on. Thanks to Bruce Barkauer and others for bringing that dream to reality. 12 years ago, I arrived knowing that we had to lighten our structural load. This has been hard to achieve. Each ministry exists for a reason. Reorganizing goes against the grain of our history, even if it's needed for us to travel lightly into our future. Thanks to Church Finance Council leadership and especially self-sacrificial leadership of Lois Artis, Church Finance Council folded into the General Assembly under the office of General Minister and President. It took 3 runs at it to make it happen, but we got there. One result, growing out of the vision of Rick Reisinger and the structural imagination of Todd Adams and the detail work of Hal Watkins, is that we now have Treasury Services that consolidates bookkeeping for ministries such that hundreds of thousands of dollars have now shifted from administrative costs to mission. I'm proud of that. During this time, we clarified Disciples Women and NAPAD organizationally with greater self-governance. In both cases, it was important to do that. During these 12 years, the General Cabinet has developed a model of executive leadership training that I hope will continue. We've clarified the role of the College of Regional Ministers in regional leadership searches. Thank you, John Mobley. During this time, every ministry of the church has learned to work leaner. DHM has been a model of collaborative creativity. NBA has been reborn. I was pleased to represent disciples in preaching to the United States and the world at the inauguration of the first African-American president. You put me there to help celebrate a milestone moment for the United States. I'll never forget the honor and wonder of that occasion. In these 12 years, I've had the good fortune to work with amazing staff. I've already mentioned Todd Adams. Sharon Coleman is a wonder worker, and Beth Sullivan never left me stranded. And truly, God always sends us the moderator teams that we need. I'm honored to have served with 6 fine teams who accepted the call to serve. As with anyone leaving a position, there is a feeling that there is unfinished business. I ask forgiveness for my part in that. I wish we'd been able to streamline our ministries and complete the Mission First governance reform. Yet, I celebrate the new shared mission priority of care for the vulnerable, building communities of inclusion and learning, overcoming oppression, and giving special attention to at-risk children and youth. We have an unfinished journey to incorporate our anti-racism priority deeper into our congregations and to more fully fund the efforts. But for everything, there is a season. And as my season as GMP is concluding, I want to say again, it's been a privilege to serve. After 12 years, I still love my church. I still believe we are a church whose time has come. I'm proud to be part of this movement for wholeness and deeply humbled that we welcome all as God has welcomed us. I gladly hand the baton to my successor, proud that we have nominated another woman, proud that she will be the first African American woman to serve as head of a mainline communion. I feel confident that with her leadership, new vision and dreams will be realized, and maybe some of the old. Most of all, to all of you, beloved disciples across the United States and Canada, I want to say thank you for the privilege of serving alongside you. I thank God for you. I look forward to seeing many of you in just a few days at General Assembly, and others of you along the way as our paths cross, serving Christ through the Christian Church Disciples of Christ. God bless you.